Hello, horror fans, and welcome back to the Horror Channel. I'm your host, Greg, and in this video, I want to talk to you guys about how The Mummy from 1999 is the best Universal Monsters remake, right? I'm a huge Universal Monsters fan. Matter of fact, my favorite Universal Monster is the Wolfman. I don't think we've quite got the best Wolfman remake yet. I do like the Benicio del Toro one. I think that's a bit underrated. But for my money, so far, this movie with Brendan Fraser, Rachel Weisz, Arnold Vosloo as the Mummy is probably the best Universal Monster remake movie. And also, I think it honors the original The Mummy with Boris Karloff way more than people realize. I mean, so many people talk about this movie, and how good it is and everything like that. And it has grown in popularity more and more since its release. And I think something that is often overlooked, and I don't think so many people talk about when they talk about The Mummy, is how much it does pay respect to the original Mummy and has so much in common with this movie. Regardless, I know it's from 1930 something, so a lot of the fans of this movie probably have never went back, like the younger fans, because it garnered a whole new fan base. So I don't think they've ever actually went back, some of them, but I know some of us who love the Universal Monsters know that and see it, right? And I would honestly, don't shoot me now, but I think I would put The Mummy here in the same category of remakes as John Carpenter's remaking The Thing, the Blob remake, and the Fly remake. Now, those are horror movies, and I know some people are saying, well, The Mummy, this isn't quite. It is technically sort of a horror movie. It's an action adventure horror movie, right? Because this is when the original was released, it was considered a full blown horror movie, and it scared people, right? So what they did is they took the best horror elements of this to combine it in with like an Alan Quartermain Indiana Jones adventure style story, which worked so well. They blended. That's something that they did so well. This movie, they blended two genres. Now, see, like when Imhotep comes alive, right? And in the Hamanatra and everything, and like he gets the guy with the glasses and he takes his eyes and his tongue out. The way that is very horror. That's like with the shadows and something lurking around the bend and what's going to happen. And he took my eyes and my tongue, right? That scene is incredibly horrific. It is such a great horror part of the story. And yes, then it blends into like like I said, Alan Quartermain and Indiana Jones type adventure stuff with Rick O'Connell and Evie and her brother and all them, and looking for the gold. And I think that blends so well. Now, when I talk about how this is a respectful remake to this and it's probably the best so far, is like with the basic story of this, like this is almost like 2 hours, I believe 2 hours and 5 minutes. This is only like an hour and like 14 minutes, right? So what they did is they took the basic simple part of the story is, yes, Boris Karloff's mummy is called Imhotep. His name is Imhotep. He was buried alive. He was punished, right? He was punished for doing something. Noxunamun is in this, and he is awakened from his slumber once they uncover his body, and they find a scroll, not a book. They find a scroll with Amun Ra and stuff, and that wakes the dead and all that, wakes him up, and he's looking for a woman, and he just so happens to find a woman named Helen who's part Egyptian and part British, and he sees a Noxunamun in her, and he wants to raise her from Noxunamun from the dead through her and everything, right? That's a like it's like the basic part of the story, and it's done so well for its budget at the time. Now you get into this and you take that, right? So Evelyn's character here, or Rachel Weisz's character of Evelyn, she's not the same character because the woman in the original's name is Helen, but her and her brother are part Egyptian. Their mother was Egyptian, just like the woman. She is also part British. And yes, she's much more active, got a much more bigger role and everything. And Rick O'Connell was sort of like like a newer version of a character because of the character, the man, and the other one, they were all scientists and stuff. So Evelyn is a scientist in this, and Rick O'Connell, Brendan Fraser, is like the Indiana Jones type character that we get. And right, so Imhotep is still in this. Imhotep is still high priestess, same characteristics. He was buried alive and everything, except like Noxunamun was the princess of the pharaoh, not the pharaoh's wife or girlfriend. So in this one, they I think this is a little more accurate than maybe this one, but it's still all fictionalized versions. So like Imhotep had an affair with her. He was mummified alive. He gets his power. You get the Book of the Dead and the gold book that can bring people back to life, or sending back the dead and all that, like Book of the Life, I believe. So yeah, it has so many great similarities and story plots and everything with it. Like even like when they open the chest in this one, they have a chest. When whoever opens the chest will die, and that's whoever opens the chest that the four Americans and the British professor find. They will die, and that's why Imhotep comes after them. So there's a lot of story beats that are exactly the same, and then this this story is expanded more, and the adventure elements are added in, and everything, and you get such a. I mean, it's one of the best remakes, I think, of a Universal Monster. The best. So, like I was just been saying, it's the best remake. The cast is incredible and everything, and I think I think so many people often overlook the similarities and how much it does actually pay homage and respect to the original Mummy with Boris Karloff. I think there's so much connection there that people often overlook because we're so enthralled with this movie and how great this movie is, and it's just the excitement of it, and it's just it's lasted for so long, and I think that's a true sign of a great movie and a good remake, and a remake done properly, is because it has lasted so very long that its popularity has spawned so many sequels. Maybe not for the best, and I know there's a fourth one on the way. And I got to be honest with you guys, I should be excited about the new one with Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz coming back, but I'm not huge fans of Radio Silence. I'm sorry, I know that may upset some people, but I'm not really big fans of Radio Silence and their direction. That has me a little worried. That has me a little worried where they may go with this. But I would say though, as far as remakes go, this I would put this right there with The Thing, The Fly, and The Blob. Now, those arguably are better movies than The Mummy, as far as a horror fan goes. I believe those are great classic horror films, because this may for better or worse, may not have the most horror in it, but it is, I think, respectful to the horror from The Mummy. It does have horror elements in it, and it does make it a much more exciting and adventurous story. Characters are improved. Do they actually have characters? Like I said, you don't get to know the full-on characters fully in this one, but they do, for better or worse, they do give you good characters in this, and then they're just kind of rearranged and beefed up a little bit in this and everything like that. So it does very well, and I think it does everything that a remake should do. Right now, it doesn't necessarily mean we got to keep going out and remaking everything over and over and over again. But as far as like a good old classic Universal monster movie, this it even has that feel to it. You could almost watch this. I know some people don't like it, but you could almost watch this movie in black and white, and you'd still sort of get the same effect, right? Because that's me. I love these Universal monsters, and I would absolutely love a werewolf movie, a Wolfman movie, I should say, like this. That pays. I think, like I said, Benicio del Toro's Wolfman does a lot to it and does pay respect to it, but I think it's missing a little something. I don't know. It's just missing a little something. But I am looking forward to Robert Eggers' Werewolf. I know he's been sort of doing, it's like with his Nosferatu and stuff. His Nosferatu really felt like a Universal monster movie to me. And it's sort of like Bram Stoker's Dracula and Dracula from Universal Monsters. Everything, it sort of has that flair to it, even though it's based on Nosferatu, which was also a ripoff of Dracula to begin with, right? So I'm looking forward to see what he does with Werewolf and see if maybe that can give me that. But I love the Universal Monsters, and I think The Mummy needs another revision from people who just see it as a Brendan Fraser movie. Watch the original and then compare them, and you'll see how well respected this one pays to that one. But let me know your guys' thoughts about this in the comment section down below. And then, are you excited for the fourth new Mummy with Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz? Leave that in the comment section down below. This is for horror fans. This channel's for horror fans. All opinions are welcome. It doesn't matter if we agree or not. We're horror fans. We're awesome. We're cool. And I want to know your guys' thoughts. And thank you for watching. Maybe hit that like button, subscribe, hit that bell for notification. Share the video out for everybody to see. And wherever you all are, please have a horrific day. Always support physical media, your favorite horror, because they are the superior format. Godspeed.